All right, here's the deal. Following our latest tech update, catch one of the most insightful calls from my weekend show, The Kim Commando Show. Have you started planning for your vacation? This year, many former Airbnb and Vrbo customers have returned to hotels. Last year, Airbnb banned almost 60,000 listings, and customers still lost about $7 million. So today, some warning flags of a vacation scam. Does the photo of that beachfront property look like it's right out of a pricey photo shoot? It just might be. Images that are just a little too polished should concern you. The property may not even exist. Is the owner pressuring you to make a decision right now? Don't. A legitimate host won't rush you. Did the host ask to be paid in gift cards? That's a scam. Never pay the owner directly. Always book through the rental site. Finally, be careful when you see a flock of positive reviews all posted around the same time. Every single day, 500,000 folks get Tech Smart the easy way with my free newsletter. You should too. Sign up at getkim.com. Okay, as promised, here's a standout call for my show. Ron in Tucson, Arizona. Hello there, Ron.
Hi, Kim. Calling today because I have a friend. She is what we feel is my wife and I. She's being cyber stalked by her ex-husband. And I'm calling you because, she's we feel she's in denial. We're wondering if we're making too big a deal about it. And we want to tell her something to do. And we're just don't know if we're going too far and not far enough. And do we tell her?
Well, tell me what's going on. I mean, what's happening? And because if it's not bothering her, is there really an issue?
Okay. Well, she's concerned, but she doesn't think he would actually go too far. And that was her word. I don't think he will go too far with this. And we just learned, by the way, since I called your assistant, that years ago, when she first got married, her husband had put tracking software on her phone without her knowledge. And when she found out, he took it off and promised he would never do it again. She's been divorced about 3-4 weeks now, but he calls her and says, I know who you were with the other day. Were you having an affair with him the whole time we were married? She initiated the divorce, by the way, in part because of his controlling behaviors. He knows when she's out of town, and he's let her know, where have you been? Why are you gone? And so we just don't know if we should tell her to throw away her phone. He let her have all the furniture, throw away all your furniture. I mean, that's kind of extreme, but how far does she go to make sure she's safe?
If he knows where she is, Ron, there's probably a tracker on her phone, or there's one in her car. Mm-hmm. Okay. And did he leave the house, or is she still living in the house that they lived in?
She's still living in the house until she sells it. But okay. He's living somewhere.
All right. So let's start. Okay, let's start at the house. Okay. If she's living in that house, she needs to get a new router.
Okay.
Because he probably has access to the wireless network. And even if she changed the password, he may have turned on something called remote access. Mm-hmm. So he can get into the router. Once he's into the router, he can conceptually see anything that's on the network, up to and including if her phone is on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So that's why the router, a lot of people forget about the router. So that's why I want to start there.
Okay.
Number two is that she can, walk around the house we have some RF detectors. There's one on Amazon that we recommend that's about $50. And she can see if there are any cameras that may have been hidden there.
Okay.
She can also look in the router and to look at the logs to see what type of devices are still connected to that router. And if she sees a MAC address that she's not familiar with, then she can say, oh, well, what is that? And then she knows that if it says like there are 10 devices on the network and between the TV and her smart light, she can count 6, then we know that we have more. Okay?
Okay.
So then with her phone, do a complete factory reset. Make sure that he's also not still on the phone account, because sometimes you can see some phone records that way online. Make sure he's not part of the iCloud account. You know, a divorce is really a tricky situation. I actually wrote a USA Today column about this, about all the steps that you need to take when you get divorced to make sure that your digital life is totally separate from that now ex-person. And so let's walk you through all of these in that USA Today column. We're going to send you a link out to that so you can share this with your friend, because there are a lot of things that you may not have thought about. We have some shared cloud accounts. We have a shared Dropbox. Maybe we are still each other's friends on Facebook. And it's just because your lives are not just physically intertwined anymore. They are digitally intertwined. And what we'll do is we'll post this up on the website for everybody to take a look at. We'll refresh it so this way it'll be on the homepage. But in case you ever need information about this, it's over at komando.com. Just search for, in the box, just say divorce. And I'm sure this is going to be one of the top feature stories that pops up for you. But one of the things that I do want to leave you with, Ron, because you seem very, very concerned about your friend, and rightfully so. And using that word controlling. Okay. Controlling is a red flag. It's a red flag for domestic violence, emotional abuse, domestic abuse. Just, remind your friend that if she feels unsafe or believes that she's being stalked or harassed, that she may want to consider seeking help from a local domestic violence shelter or call that hotline. Ron, you're a great friend for calling, and you're a great person, and thanks for reaching out. Hey, thanks for hitting play today. You're awesome. If you have questions, shoot them my way. Head over to komando.com and look for that email Kim link. I read every single note like it's a hot off-the-press tech news alert. Hey, get ahead of the tech game too. Just sign up for my free daily newsletter. It's just a click away over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.